fucking cool.
It was the coolest night of my entire life. So I leave for work and I have an extra pair of clothes packed. And I'm not thinking I'm getting on this thing because there's like it's like a 12-13% chance or something that you get picked, and I'm sitting at work and my phone buzzes and I get the email and I'm just like, oh my god, my coworkers are like, what? I was like, dude, I'm gonna go up at the Comedy Store tonight, and they were like, dude, that's great, yeah, that's awesome news, and I was just freaking out, and I just couldn't wait for my shift to end. That was the longest shift of my entire life, and I was just like psyching myself out. And so, where I work, it's like a 15-minute walk from the Comedy Store in West Hollywood. And so I leave work, with my joke book, and I'm walking down. And if anyone familiar with like the Sunset Strip, I get 90% of the way there, and then there's that slight right-hand turn where it goes straight, and I see the sign. I see the Comedy Store sign lit up, and they already have the lights going. And then I got nervous. Then my heart sunk. I was like, oh, this is really happening. Holy shit, this is it. And I walk up and I check in with the security dude, and just hang out in the rotunda, smoke about 4 or 5 cigarettes, and then and then they finally open the doors, and
that's when I got there, right when they
yeah,
opened.
and then you pulled up, yeah.
And smoked like two cigs outside. Got a drink, and
I was just the whole time I was just like looking at like Letterman, Robin Williams, Pryor, Burr,
yeah,
all of them up there, and I was like I cannot believe that I'm here right now.
Yeah, so they lead us in, and they seat us at the comedian's booth area, which is the same spot we sat at when Bobby Lee got us in.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were sitting there again, and that felt cool for me. I was like, oh, we're back here again, but now it's like, now we have like a reason to be here,
yeah,
instead of just him getting us in. And what was great, dude, it felt like Third Coast a little bit. But it was cool because I liked how it was sanctioned off. The comedians were all in this back corner, and then like just far enough away was like the stage, and then a horseshoe of a real audience.
Yeah, it's like you keep a bunch of cows in a stable and
Yeah.
like a pen back there. That's where all the comics sat.
And it was cool.
Contained away from everybody else.
That's right. I liked how we were all together.
Yeah.
And the audience was separate.
The show started, and I was third. Just by name in the hat, I was going on third, and so the first comic goes. And then the second comic goes, and I move over to the side of the OR where you're about to go on stage. There was it wasn't like packed, but like it was like 80% full.
Mm-hmm.
The most people I'd ever done stand up in front of, and like my leg was bouncing, and I was just like, oh man, the piano was going, and I remember the host brought me up, and I think there's 4 steps onto the stage in the OR, and the first 2. They were in like normal real-time speed, and then I hit the third one, and I reached out and I shook the host's hand, and then I took the fourth, and it was like slow motion, and then I walked up and I put my left hand on the mic that was in the stand, and I turned to face the audience, and there was like a millisecond where I was like, dude, every comic that I've ever looked up to, anybody that ever mattered in stand-up comedy, has had this view right here on this stage,
Right there.
and it probably only lasted like a second, but it felt like 2 minutes.
Heck yeah.
And then as soon as I popped the mic out, it all revved up, and then I went right into my set, and it was like anything else, dude.
Heck yeah. How do you feel about the set? Because I thought you did good.
I did well. I didn't kill, but I did well. I did better than I thought I would.
I've heard you do those jokes 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I think, you did them the same way you always do them.
That was
Which worked.
That was the other thing. That was like I had my notebook up there, but it was almost like just for show, because like I just memorized what I was doing up there, and it was one of the first times that start to finish I just had all those bits down, because they're all bits that I'd literally spent a year doing.
Yeah.
And dude, it was just really cool, and it was cool seeing the other like comics in the back of the room like laugh at stuff I was doing. It felt really good. I didn't run the light,
Which they stress you not to do.
They stress. And then I remember it was over like that
Yeah.
Like it didn't even feel like 3 minutes. And like as soon as I got up there, that's how fast I was walking off. And I shook the host's hands again, and walked off. And then it hit me when I was walking back to sit down back at the table. I sat down and I was like, I just did my first set at the Comedy Store.
Heck yeah, dude.
My first ever set at the Hollywood Comedy Store.
That's right.
And it hit me like a ton of bricks. Like I almost got like goosebumps. And
Dude, and now we get to go every week.
Yeah.
Every week. Finally.
Yeah.
Finally, now we get to go every week.
And now I don't feel like it was weird. As soon as I got off that stage, I didn't feel like a fraud anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, not only in comedy, but like every time I went to the store before then, even when it was closed, when I would like ride my bike out there just to like touch the building, you know what I mean? It was always like, you're like LARPing basically. Even we'd go to shows there, and it was like, yeah, but we're just here to see people. And like as soon as I got off that stage, I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. Soon, this is gonna be it. I belong here. I'm getting here.
I felt the same.
It was very cool.